is Wanted Down Under, the show that takes a British family and catapults them 10,000 miles across the world in search of a better life. Today, we're following the Bristow family from Hertfordshire. Jamie's a mechanic who's hoping to make a new life for his family abroad.
I want a better life for my children, really. That's why I'm thinking of moving to Australia.
But his pregnant wife, Deborah's concerned that a move could be too much for him.
He's never left home. It's going to be really tough for him. I don't think he really realises the full extent of what we're doing.
Can Australia live up to their dreams?
This is definitely the house for me.
Yes! I knew you'd love it.
How would the children cope with being so far away from home?
The children keep asking when they're going back home. You know, obviously I want my children to be happy.
And could Deborah leave her old life behind?
Maybe this is just a place that I can just dream of and just have the memories of being here.
It's the biggest decision the Bristows will ever make, so will they choose to stay in the UK or go where they're wanted down under? If you've ever dreamed of moving to Oz, now's a good time to go. Last year, over 100 Brits a day took advantage of new immigration rules to leave the UK for Australia. But how carefully had they thought about the huge decision they were making? We've put 20 British families to the ultimate test. They'll have just 1 week to try out life in Australia. They'll have to find out everything they can about home, work and lifestyle before putting their future to the vote. Do they stay in the UK or move to Australia? Mechanic Jamie, his wife Deborah and their 3 children, Maya, Poppy and Shane, think Australia could offer them a better life. Though Jamie has worked hard to make a career as a mechanic, the family still struggle financially, and with another child on the way, they're hoping they could be better off down under.
The main wish I've got for Australia is just a better life for my family, more money, better house.
Jamie desperately wants to be able to provide for his family. He knows that finding the right job would be pivotal to any move.
From what I've heard from nearly everyone I spoke to, my trade is in demand, so it shouldn't be really difficult to get a job, hopefully. But you don't know that till you've got a job there.
But both Jamie and Deborah worry about whether they could fit in and make a new life down under.
The only problems I expect we might encounter is being British in Australia might not be accepted in the place where we go to, might not be able to get a job, might not make any friends.
I don't think it ever can be easy, but you can only do your best.
Deborah's lived and worked abroad before, but she's still worried about leaving behind her life in the UK.
Sometimes I'm so worried when I think about going to Australia because I've got so many family and friends, but then I just got to think of a better future for the children. Hopefully all my concerns and worries will be overcome by my children being happy.
And she knows some things can't be replaced.
I will miss my mum and my family and my friends so much. It'll be really sad. That's what I'll miss the most.
She's also worried that it would mean leaving behind special places.
I'm going to really miss the memories of my dad, because he died a few years ago. Going to the place where he was buried. You know, all the connections with my dad, I'll be really sad to say goodbye to.
Could they really go through with a move to Oz? They've got just 1 week to decide their future. To help them make up their minds, we've set up 3 jobs and lifestyles in South Australia for them to choose from, in the country, in the city and by the coast. After road testing one for a week, they must decide between a future in the UK or in Australia. I've invited them to Australia House in London to tell them about the 3 options before they choose one to try. Bristow family, welcome to Australia House. Did you know this was called Australia House?
Yeah, Mummy told us.
Oh, right. And do you know where you're going very, very soon?
Australia.
Oh, you know it's Australia, but you don't know whereabouts, do you? Shall I tell you? Well, it's a place called Adelaide. You're going to watch? South Australia offers a varied climate of hot, dry summers and cool winters. It's like a warmer version of the UK, so it attracts British expats. Gawler is a country town about 25 miles north of Adelaide with a laid-back attitude. It's the gateway to the Barossa Valley, one of Australia's most famous wine regions. If it's relaxed country living you're after, this could be the place for you. Working as a mechanic, you could earn up to £20,000 a year. A three-bedroom villa could be yours for £100,000. Greg Heath runs a garage there.
We specialise in transmission building and diff and gearbox rebuilding, and we would love for you to come and work here for us. We do a lot of modern-day cars from the front-wheel drive and the rear-wheel drive. We specialise in gearbox and manuals that need to be driven on the road. We do some performance work, which is good, and it keeps a lot of variety.
So, with lower wages than the UK, but cheaper houses and a better standard of living, could Gawler be the place to try the Aussie life?
If you came and worked for me, I can guarantee that you will enjoy the lifestyle here and that your family would really, really like it here as well.
So, Deborah, what did you think of the lifestyle?
It looked okay, but it looked very sparse.
Maybe you'd feel a little isolated.
I think I would, yeah.
OK, so I'm picking up that you haven't got completely excited about that one. So, Jamie, what do you think?
That looks quite good. I've done that sort of stuff before.
Is that a good thing, or did you want a change?
No, I don't mind doing the same thing, just in a different place.
So, would you like to have a look at option 2?
Yes, please.
And this is our city option.
OK.
The city option gives you a life in South Australia's capital. Adelaide's been rated among the top 10 most livable cities in the world. Its access to both the outback and the coast has attracted a fast-growing population from around the world. The living here is much cheaper than all other Australian state capitals, and a three-bedroom house with a pool in one of the suburbs could be yours for £170,000. Peter Stewart runs one of the biggest garages in South Australia, based smack bang in the middle of the city.
We'd love to have you come and join us down here, join our crew. We've got a great crew. We've been around for 60-odd years. We've got a lot to offer you. A lot of very modern equipment. Here we have our trans dyno, which we're very, very proud of. Only 2 of these exist in South Australia. We have a crew of 13 people working here. We have a great social club. The guys get on really, really well together, and we go out of our way to make you feel at home.
With higher than average wages for mechanics and with house prices well below other cities, it's an attractive alternative with great facilities for young families. It's ideal if you want a cosmopolitan lifestyle and the convenience of the city.
Jamie, come down and work for us. Great place to live, great place to work. You even get to meet Tranny Annie.
How is that?
That looks quite good, that one.
Come and work with us, Jamie. What did you like about that?
They've got a few older cars in the workshop, more stuff that I like, American stuff, V8s. What's in the city, it's a bit more there than the other one I saw.
How do you feel about the city, Deborah? Is that an option you've ever thought of?
I haven't really thought of the city, but it's not a hustle and bustling city, so that looks fine. Yeah. Busier than the last one.
Now, my third option is by the beach.
Yeah.
Who wants to have a look at the one by the beach? Yay!
Right, come look at the beach, Shane.
Go on, Jamie, hit that button. Option 3 is Victor Harbour on South Australia's unique coast. Situated 50 miles from Adelaide, Victor Harbour is a mecca for people of all ages during the summer months. Property prices are on the up in this popular seaside location. Nevertheless, a 4-bedroom house with a sea view could be yours for only £170,000. The cost of living is so cheap that even with a lower salary of £15,000, you should still have enough money left to take advantage of all the activities here. Heath Brown runs Coastal Cars.
We've been established here for approximately 5 years. We've got quite a few young fellas working for us. We've got a lot of the latest equipment here as far as working on cars and that go. Jamie, if you come and work for us, you'd probably be living in something similar to what you see behind me here. Wages you'd be looking roughly about take home $500, $600 a week.
That's between £200 and £300. So, though the wages are lower, so are the prices of houses. your money can still stretch a long way here, and it's a great place if your Aussie dream includes sand and surf. What do we think? What do you think, Maya? We haven't asked you yet. What do you think?
I like them.
You like
All
that?
of them.
Deborah, what do you think about that?
I thought it looked lovely. I could see the beach and the houses that I've got in my mind. So, and the guy looked quite nice as well. I like the way he was cruising down the road, and we could be doing that.
What do you think, Jamie?
That looks good. More
Yeah?
of the Australia that I'm looking forward to going and seeing.
Really? You've got
Yeah.
more of a sense of that from that
Yeah,
one?
got to be near the seaside.
It's a massive decision, so which will they choose? Life in the country where £100,000 will buy you the house of your dreams? The city, working in one of the biggest garages in South Australia? Or Victor Harbour, where you can live the beach lifestyle on £15,000 a year?
So, which one's it going to be?
It's got to be option number 3.
No, really? You mean the beach?
Yeah.
Australia, are you ready?
I better give you your tickets. There you go. Hey, best of luck with the 24-hour flight. So, Deborah and Jamie have chosen the beach lifestyle in Victor Harbour for their trial week. But will it be the right one to persuade them to make a permanent move? After a whole day flying, the Bristows finally land on South Australian soil.
We're in Australia. It's amazing. Can't wait to see everywhere. It's going to be great.
They're anxious about the week ahead.
The best thing that could happen to me this week is get offered a job by the employer and change my life.
Obviously, to leave my family and friends is going to be really hard if we moved here. Because I was trying to imagine being on the flight if this was for real. It's really sad thinking of all my friends and family back home. But we'll be fine. I've got the kids and Jamie.
It's time for them to settle into Australian life. They've rented a property for £600 for the week. It has 3 bedrooms, an open-plan living area and, most importantly, a swimming pool.
Maya, I'm going in the garden.
Look at that swimming pool. Pretty good view.
I think I could get used to it, definitely. Now we're here, it's probably better than what I could ever have imagined.
Deborah knows how important this week will be for her growing family.
Yeah, so it's quite an adventure flying out with my bum and wondering whether I'm going to have this baby in England or Australia.
But Jamie's worried too.
The only thing that concerns me is whether my wife will miss her family or not and want to go back.
They've only just arrived in the country, but already the Bristows have a lot on their minds. Will Australia live up to their dreams? In their village near Hitchin, Deborah and Jamie live in an ex-council-owned property with 3 bedrooms, a kitchen diner and lounge. It's worth £275,000. In Australia, they'd want to ditch their mortgage and buy outright. They'd have about £150,000 to spend. Their ideal Aussie property would have at least 4 bedrooms and a swimming pool. With a 4th child on the way, they'll need their money to stretch a long way. We found 3 properties to give them a feel for what's possible. But will they be impressed enough to vote for Australian homes over the UK? First, a property which meets all their criteria. It's on the market for the equivalent of £270,000, so they'd need a sizable mortgage to even think about buying it. It's got 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and a swimming pool with a separate entertainment room.
Well, it's actually was built in 1900. It was originally a blacksmith's cottage, and there's a church either side, so it was one of the original homes in the area. Certainly a lot of people looking for the old character type properties.
An old house would be nice because they're built good, built to last.
I don't really mind the age of the house. Obviously, old houses are built stronger, but, you know, I'm open-minded. Let's have a look at some more and we'll see.
Older properties like this can also contain features not normally associated with Australian houses.
You don't imagine coming to Australia and there being a fire in the room, do you?
But you'll be surprised.
Yeah.
In the winter, it does get quite cold.
It certainly ain't cold today.
No, that's for sure. No, quite mild.
You've got that sense of space, but the sense of cosiness all at the same time.
The master bedroom is also impressive.
This is the master bedroom. You've actually got a small ensuite just around the corner there
with a walk-in robe, as well as the updated bathroom, which is obviously fairly important.
You see, you've got the old-fashioned sense in this room, then you go through to the bathroom and it's really modern, isn't it?
The old and new theme continues through into the kitchen.
How big this room is, Pop?
So yeah, this was the kitchen was updated about 10 years ago.
I love it. It's such a big space, isn't it? I could see myself in here for hours. Just perfect. Love it.
The kitchen opens onto a living room with French windows.
This area at the back here, obviously great for entertaining. You've got your doors opening out to your covered entertaining area outside, and then your pool area,
which open onto a garden of about half an acre, big even by Adelaide standards.
So now you've got a very, very deep block, so you've got enough room for a full-size tennis court at the back there. You ready to look into the where the pool area is?
I think the children are.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it?
Wow, look at this.
I go near the edge.
Oh, well, I can see myself here.
Keep away.
Can you see yourself here,
I think
Jamie?
it's brilliant, definitely.
Do you want it?
Yeah.
Is it warmer than the swimming pool back at the villa? Wow.
But it's the entertainment room that really sets this property apart.
Wow! I cannot believe it. It's what you can get in the UK. I would move here today to live in this house.
It's amazing here, isn't it?
I know, I'm just gobsmacked.
Now you can see what we'd probably be able to afford.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So what sort of price is this house expected to go at?
Well, we're looking, anticipating in the mid-600s, so I don't know what that is in English terms. But...
£230.
£250?
Yeah.
OK, we'll have this, please. I cannot believe that. Our house in the UK is worth more than this house, and you could fit it into this tiny block here.
What you get for your money is quite incredible.
It's fabulous, it really is.
But it's not right. This property's out in the country and would mean a long commute for Jamie, and they'd need a mortgage to afford it. So how about property number 2?
Hi, I'm Deborah.
G'day, Deborah. Pleased to meet you.
Hello, Jamie.
G'day, Jamie. G'day, girls.
This 4-bedroom house is 3 years old and boasts a fantastic view. It has an open-plan living space and an Aussie rompus room where the kids can let off steam. It's on the market for $437,000, which translates as only £182,000. It's well within the Bristow's reach.
Oh, look at that. And you wanted a sea view, Jamie?
That's the main reason that they've built the home, is to take advantage of that view.
It's lovely, isn't it?
I think it's brilliant. It's just what I'm looking for.
So far.
Big open plan building with a brilliant view.
We come to Australia for the beach and look at it right there on our doorstep.
But will the other elements of the house fit the bill for the Bristows?
We'll come through. This is the master bedroom. This is where Mummy and Daddy will be sleeping.
Yeah, look at us. We could fit all our beds in here and all sleep in one room. Would that be funny? Or we could put the children in that room. The walk-in wardrobe is the same size as Shane's bedroom at home.
Do you live in a cupboard, Shane?
No.
You don't?
I've always wanted a walk-in wardrobe, so...
We've got no cupboard space in our house. Well, I haven't. She's got everything clogged up with all her stuff.
I don't think it's any different with any house where there's a lady. So
this is perfect.
The kids already seem to feel at home.
Well, this is our 3-way bathroom, and it's fairly typical of a house that's under 5 years of age. What they've done with the design is they've made everything separate. Separate toilet, separate shower and bath area, and separate vanity area, so that everybody can do what they need to do without dominating the space and not allowing anybody else to come in and use it. So one can be in the shower, somebody can be using the toilet, and someone can be brushing their teeth and looking at their hair.
You would have thought it would have been all open planned.
Yes.
But it's a good idea.
It's a great idea.
Outside space is also crucial for the Bristows. They desperately want a pool, but this property doesn't even have a proper garden.
And would there be the option to buy that land next door? Because the idea would be to build a swimming pool there. Do you think there could be the option for that?
You could. The dilemma may be that there's an awful lot of rock in this location.
Right.
And putting a pool on the south coast is not as common as you would think. I know it's a very UK thing. Swimming pools and Australia seem to go hand in hand. Here, most people swim in the ocean. And the ocean, because you're so close, is where most people go.
I suppose it is a UK thing. You think everyone in Australia has got a swimming pool.
Yes. Having said that, they're out there. It's a matter of finding the right ones.
Yeah.
They can't afford to buy the next door plot, and without space outside for the children, they must keep looking. If South Australia doesn't have properties which fit their budget and the needs of their growing family, their whole future will be in jeopardy.
Whoa, look at this. This is Mummy's Palace, isn't it?
Property number 3 is built on 2 stories and also has 4 bedrooms. They could be mortgage-free with this house. It's on the market for the equivalent of £170,000. But will it be what they're looking for?
Step inside and be surprised.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
It's just what I thought it would be, everything I could imagine. It's gorgeous.
Yes.
That's my first reaction.
Great.
And you know, not only do I like the building, I love the decor as well. It's more welcoming and warm.
Yes.
Yeah, more than the other house. This, I don't know, this is such a cosy room and you can watch everyone turning up as well.
Yes.
I've only seen one room, but I love it.
Deborah's fallen for this house. Now she just has to persuade Jamie.
No, I love this house. I love it. You know, when you feel something's right, this house is right for me.
Well, we've only just begun. There is more
let's see more. Come on,
that you
Peter.
are yet to discover.
Come on then, let's go upstairs. Come on.
Okay.
Nice stairs.
Oh, Jamie, this is your room.
Wow, they were definitely having this house. It's got its own bar.
I knew I'd win you.
Space-wise, there's nothing to compare it with their Hertfordshire home.
It is lovely.
And you have a nice large walk-in robe, but you need to see this walk-in robe.
Shane, come have a look at this one.
This
Look at
literally
that.
could be somebody else's bedroom. Look at the size of it. Would you like to see some more?
Yeah, definitely.
Let's go. So now we go into the study, and they have this as their home office.
This house is like a maze. Every time we turn a corner, there's another room.
Yes, well, we haven't finished
Oh,
yet.
no.
It's just quite easily another bedroom, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really big bedroom.
Or perfect as a room for a new baby.
Now we go through to the most amazing bathroom.
Look at this bathroom.
that ball.
Who's in the bath?
We could all fit in there.
That is like a swimming pool.
Looks like the kids are 1 over 2.
Another bedroom.
Oh, this is a pretty little room, isn't it?
I think the kids like the bed.
Yeah.
Where are you going, Shane?
It also boasts one of the best views in Victor Harbour.
Look at that.
Oh, look.
What do you think of the view?
It's amazing. The top floor's done it for me. This is definitely the house for me.
Yes, I knew you'd love it. Do you think they would keep hold of it until we've sold our house in the UK?
They asked me that question before you got here, and there is potential for that to possibly happen.
Really?
And the back garden seals the deal.
The final surprise. It's not really a swimming pool, but it's the next best thing.
Yeah, well, with the beach just down the road,
We've got the world's biggest swimming pool just over the other side of that hill.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for bringing me to this lovely house.
My pleasure.
It's gorgeous.
All this for only £170,000. They've seen 3 very different properties, and it looks like Deborah has found the house of her dreams. So which way will they vote?
What do we think of properties in England or Australia? What's it going to be? England or Australia?
Like most Brits who are interested in moving down under, buying a home with a swimming pool is on the top of the Bristow's shopping list. We found out how much it costs to buy and maintain one. What could be nicer after a day in the roaring Aussie heat than a dip in a pool in your own backyard? Even if the house you buy in Oz doesn't have a pool, you can choose a design and type that suits you. Pool installer Anthony Polkinghorne takes us through the options.
It's really 3 types of pools. There's your composite pools, and they probably start around the $15,000 to $20,000. Very similar price to the fiberglass pools, and then going up to the concrete pools, which are anywhere from $30,000 onwards.
To have the luxury of a pool, it would cost you upwards of £5,500. but you also need to budget for maintenance. To keep your pool clean and bug-free, it can cost only a few pounds a week for the chemicals or £30 a month for someone to do it for you. And there are plenty of gadgets to do the work.
There's a few things that can help you maintain your pool. There's automatic cleaners, there's saltwater chlorinators, and they definitely make maintaining a pool a lot easier.
For the Aussie winter, there's also a heat pump to take the chill off your morning swim, so there's no excuse for not taking the financial plunge.
A lot of people are incorporating in water features so that during the non-swimming season, the pool is still a major feature of the backyard.
One last thing to remember, if you have a swimming pool or spa, it must have a child-proof fence around it by law. So buying a pool might be a must for your Aussie dream home, and we've found it won't necessarily break the bank. Day 2, and after being impressed by the homes on offer, it's time for the Bristows to put the Australian lifestyle to the test.
Where's this one?
Fish and chips is the children's favourite food, and after an exhausting day shopping, Jamie and Deborah are keen to see if they'll like what Australia has to offer.
We've got barramundi with salt and pepper squid, and snappers, a deep sea fish. That's really nice.
I think I'll have the barramundi and chips.
No? You want fish and chips? And I would like pepper squid.
We have sausage and batter, but we don't have them on the sticks like that. We'll let you know how they compare.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. See, that would have cost twice as much back at home.
Would it?
Yeah,
Really?
definitely.
Fish and chips might be cheaper in Australia, but it's how they taste that really matters.
Jamie, look at the squid. Shall I try it? It's really yummy.
I went for the barra and chips. Get plenty of it. 2 great big pieces. It's nice.
More than you would at home, wouldn't you?
It tastes like cod. I don't think much of the seasoning. Salt and vinegar's better.
And the children aren't that keen on Australian food either.
Jamie, let me see that sausage. That's a really strange sausage, isn't it?
Try a bit.
Apparently that's what they have when they go to the car shows and things, Jamie. Everyone walks around with a sausage on a stick instead of a hot dog. What's it taste like? Truthfully.
Battered saveloy, all right.
Oh, is it battered saveloy?
The kids might not like the food, but the seagulls certainly do. So where do the Bristows think is best for the outdoors lifestyle and the fish and chips?
So, Jamie, it's time to decide. Is it going to be English fish and chips? Or is it going to be Australian fish and chips? We'll see. I think we're going to decide for English fish and chips!
Jamie and Deborah are halfway through their week. It's time to reflect on their experience of South Australia so far and whether they could have a future here.
Found a lot out about Australia. It's only a 20-minute drive over that way and you're in mountains and hills and like 2 seconds walk there and you're on the beach.
It's got more than we imagined it would have, definitely, but you know, there's still a lot to think about, Jamie. You know, you see it for what it is, but you know, you've got to look deep down and think about what we're leaving.
When we're in the UK, every day is a struggle for food and paying bills and everything else. But we both realise if we moved over here with the sale of our house, we'd be able to buy somewhere outright, so we've got no mortgage, own a property, bills are half the price they are where we live, and we'd have money in our pocket, so we could live the rest of our life out from a young age, owning our own place and being debt-free pretty much.
Yeah, it is lovely and it all sounds like a dream, but you know, money isn't everything.
It sounds like Deborah's having second thoughts. Maybe emigrating to Australia is not what she really wants. The Bristow family are spending a week in South Australia before deciding whether to move here forever or stay in the UK.
This is definitely the house for me.
Yes, I knew you'd love it.
And Jamie's convinced that if they move to Australia, it could mean an end to their financial worries. But is the grass really greener here? Jamie still has to find the right job if they're to seriously consider moving.
My trade is in demand, but you don't know that till you've got a job there.
And how will they really cope with the idea of being so far from friends and family?
The children keep asking when they're going back home. You know, obviously I want my children to be happy.
For Deborah, it's going to be a heart-wrenching decision.
I really don't know if my heart can take me away from all my family and friends.
And with just 2 days left of their stay, it's only going to get tougher. Day 4, and it's time for Jamie to see if his dreams of finding a good job in Australia could actually become a reality.
Come prepared, we've got your overalls ready for a hard day's work.
Yep, all ready.
Fantastic. All right, let's get started.
Back in the UK, Jamie works in a team of 8, earning up to £25,000 a year.
In the UK, on an average day, I'd mainly fit gearboxes or rebuild engines, depending on what is needed doing on a day.
He'd have to take a pay cut if he moved to Australia, so it's important he finds a job with a good work-life balance.
You don't get a break, really, in what I do. Where I work, it's flat out all day long. And I don't want to be doing that for the rest of my life.
I'm not that sort of boss. I'm pretty laid back as far as work goes, and the work's still got to get out, and I'm still here to make money, but I'm not here to be a pain in the backside.
As Jamie and Heath get stuck in, Deborah takes the children for some time out. It's a chance for her to reflect on the huge decision that's looming at the end of the week.
I knew from the moment that we landed that I was going to love Australia, but I was also concerned whether Jamie would like it or not.
See, I've worked abroad before, so I've got kind of an inkling what it could be like, but with Jamie, he's never left home.
He's never left Hertfordshire, really, so it's going to be really tough for him. I don't think he really realises the full extent of what we're doing. You know, we're at the other side of the world. It's such a long way. You know, he's going to be out of his comfort zone for a long time. Oh, you should have seen Jamie before he was going to work. He was so nervous whether he'd like his job. It's about whether he'd fit in, whether the other guys would like him, or whether he's just a pum from England. So I wonder how Daddy's getting on at work today.
Back at the garage, Jamie and Heath are still wrestling with the car.
It has turned into a bit of a nightmare job. It's going to take a little bit longer than what we expected, but Jamie's onto it. He knows what's going on.
It turns out Jamie knows more about this particular job than his boss, Heath, and before long he's taken control of the garage.
If we ain't got a press, we can use the vice.
Yep.
Press the bush out and do one in like that.
Yep.
It won't be that difficult to get them out, I shouldn't think. Take it straight off the flange.
Yep.
You've got a screwdriver. Yep. Flat one. When you put it back in, just remember there's a breather pipe on top of the diff. It just pushes on, and the ABS wires. It's similar to what I've been used to doing all my life anyway, so it's easy, it's the same.
So what does Heath make of Jamie?
I'm very impressed by Jamie, actually. He's not what I was expecting. I've just seen him work hands-on this afternoon for a couple of hours. He knows what he's talking about. He threw in ideas about how to do stuff and that, which is what I'm looking for, somebody that can take control and is not afraid to say how to do things. Yeah, and I'll be working here in a flash if you were to come over here.
Would you?
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. It's been a real relaxed day working here today, and I've enjoyed myself. It's a lot nicer than I thought it'd be working in Australia, and I can't wait to come and live here and work here. So, for me, the place I'm going to work and I like working is Australia.
Jamie's made a good impression. He was so worried about whether he'd find a job, but he's proved that his trade is in demand and that he can cut it in Oz. Their week in Australia is drawing to a close, and it's nearly time for them to choose. But before they have to make that decision, we've got them together to look at some messages from their friends and families back home. First up are Jamie's parents, Angela and Lynn.
Hi, Jamie and Deborah.
Hi, Jamie and Deborah and all the kiddies.
Hi, Debs. Well, I'm here doing a message for you, and I said I wasn't going to do it. I've had to have a bottle of wine doing it. She was always the one that went abroad and worked in the summer. Every year she would go away.
She's always wanted to do different things. I mean, even, I never forget when we were at school, she used to collect Cadbury's cream egg wrappers or hula hoop wrappers. Ever offer Deborah would collect?
I don't know, until it actually happens, I don't know how I'll feel. Obviously, I'll miss them.
I think it's not being able to see the kids growing up, sort of seeing them so often, that'll be the difficult bit for us to cope with.
It's just knowing that they're not round the corner. So in that respect, it's really hard, but I know she'll always be our friend and we'll always be there for each other, be it on the internet, on the phone.
It is only a flight away. There's nothing stopping any of us going, really.
No, we both love you very much.
Yeah.
We shall miss you terribly.
Absolutely.
I sort of don't like it, but on the other hand, they've got to do something for their own futures. I mean, even if they try it and come home, I don't know, I just think it's the best thing for them to do, really. I really do.
It's nice.
I think it's going to be very, very difficult to cope with. It's difficult enough now, thinking about it. So when the reality hits, I think it's going to be really awful.
Yeah. Be a bit of a wrench, I think. A real wrench.
I just love you all. That's all I can say.
What did you think of your mum and dad?
That was nice, wasn't it?
It was so lovely.
Everyone was nice.
You know, my mum was so sad, but at the same time, she knew why we wanted to do this, which does make me feel better. It makes me feel sad to see my mum sad, but also knowing that she's really happy for us at the same time.
They all understand what we're doing and they can see that it's going to be a good future for us.
It's kind of made it feel more real about leaving, you know, seeing what our friends actually think. Yeah. And how positive they are.
I've got to think of my family here rather than other people. And think of their future.
It's different for Jamie because Jamie thinks of us all as a family, but I think of their individual needs, of what really matters to the children. I think it'll be easier for Shane because Shane's so young and hasn't really formed so many friendships yet. I think Maya, she's the more sensitive one of them all. And she keeps wondering what her friends are doing back at home, like her best friends. So it's going to be more difficult for Maya. So if we're going to make this decision to come out to Australia, it's going to have to be sooner rather than later.
It's nice to hear from them and all that, and nice to know what they're thinking, but we still got to make a decision for ourselves, and that's what we've got to do.
The moment when the Bristows must make their biggest ever decision is drawing closer. They have an awful lot to think about. On their last day in Oz, a trip to the beach gives Deborah a chance to reveal what's on her mind.
This is such a shock to me. I didn't expect to like Australia as much as I am liking it. And I keep thinking, you know, if we buy houses, will we like the house, will we like the area, will the children settle into their schools? There's just so much to consider. And Jamie with his job, it's just, to be honest, my head is just exploding with things that we've got to think about. This is our children's future. You know, it's going to be really tough for us, but I know the children, they'll just do really well, they'll make friends, but at the back of my mind, I'll always think about what I've taken them away from. I keep thinking, when I've had my other children and they've been babies, I can phone up my mum to say they're walking, they're talking, they're doing this. I'm not going to have that here for a while until I've made some really good friends. And I think that's when I get really homesick, is when I'm thinking, you know, my new baby's walking and I just want my mum to see. That's the worst bit, is leaving my mum.
Memories of her father are adding to her heartache.
My dad died a few years back, and when I'm feeling really sad and lonely, I go to where my dad was buried. Just think about all the fun times and, you know, walk down there with my children with the flowers and that, but, you know, I'm going to be so far away from all of that and all the connections and the people that knew my dad. There's just going to be no connection here at all apart from my children.
I really don't know if my heart can take me away from all my family and friends. You know, maybe this is just a place that I can just dream of and just have the memories of being here.
It's been a deeply emotional journey, and now our family have to make that final decision. Do they all really want to move to Australia? Deborah and Jamie Bristow and their 3 kids have travelled to Adelaide to see if they could live down under. Jamie believed that his family would be better off in Australia.
Every day is a struggle with food and paying bills and everything else. But if we moved over, we'd have money in our pockets so we could live the rest of our life out being debt-free pretty much.
He'd been worried about whether he'd fit in.
The only problems I expect we might encounter is being British in Australia might not be accepted in the place where we go to.
But he wowed his boss, who promised him a job on the spot.
Yeah, and I'd be working here in a flash if you were to come over here.
Would you?
Sure.
Excellent.
Australia appears to be a dream come true, but he knows he can't move unless Deborah is also convinced. Things started well when she found her dream house.
This is Mummy's palace, isn't it? I've only seen one room, but I love it.
But the reality of Australia frightens her. She's worried that Jamie hasn't grasped the enormity of what they're considering.
He's never left home. It's going to be really tough for him. I don't think he really realises the full extent of what we're doing.
Her decision's made harder by the thought of bringing up her 4th child away from her friends and family.
That's when I get really homesick, is when I'm thinking, you know, my new baby's walking and I just want my mum to see.
Will Deborah be able to tear herself away from her life in the UK?
Maybe this is just a place that I can just dream of and just have the memories of being here.
If she's not on side, then the Bristows won't move to Australia. It's crunch time. They must decide where their hearts truly lie and where they would like to spend the rest of their lives.
Jamie, we've really got to decide what we're going to do.
Will it be in the UK or Australia?
1, 2, 3...
Australia!
It seems like an easy choice. Stay in the UK or move somewhere with fantastic weather, better homes and plenty of jobs. But as our Families Week has shown, leaving your friends and family on the other side of the world is one of the hardest decisions you'll ever make. Join us next time and find out what happened when another British family were wanted down under.
Well, it's getting tough in Africa for Nick Knowles and the team tonight at 8:30. No water means big trouble. Derbyshire and Devon might be a bit more manageable in Homes Under the Hammer, next here on BBC One.